Hey guys, my name is Discourse and welcome to another battle report for the Batman Miniatures game. Today we're going to have a conflict between the crews of Organized Crime, led by Falcone, and the Birds of Prey, led by Dinah Lance, also known as Black Canary. So I will be commanding Falcone's crew here. This is the Organized Crime crew, with a lot of the second edition models here. So I've got Falcone himself, as you can see, sniffing the flower there as the Godfather. We have Troy Sins with the baseball bat. We've got Samuel Hill with the pistol. We have the Bull with just his fists. We've got Batista with the shotgun, and we've got Malatesta with a broken wine bottle. And these guys have all been really heavily equipped because Falcone has the Lord of Business. He brings $500 extra. So I have a lot of cash in hand, and that means that I've given Malatesta, I have equipped him out the wazoo. He's got a grapple gun, he's got a backpack, he's got the cruel ability, and he also has high confidence, the Falcone special equipment. That gives him sturdy and mobster. So he'll be really good to he's a pretty fast model, so I'm hoping to basically be able to move him around, get him into where he needs to be. Batista just has a shotgun. Samuel Hill has an extra ammo and a backpack as well. And then I've given Troy Sins Informer with the bribe equipment, just because basically he's kind of a useless model. He's only 16 reputation with a baseball bat, so I thought I'd give him something. That means he's got an extra pass marker. And then I will be using the black suspect markers, and then the black dice for the normal attack dice, and the blue for the strength die. Now, that's only 5 guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to take down the Birds of Prey, right, with their defense 2 and their endurance 4. But just in case they don't quite cut it, I've brought Deathstroke as well, and he has to be armed. So Deathstroke is a really, really impressive model. He comes at 150 reputation, so he's basically more expensive almost than than all my henchmen. So he's a very, very scary model. He's very, very powerful, but that means that my crew's a little bit in danger of, if he does not perform well, then my crew will not perform well, because he's almost all of the reputation bundled into that one guy. He has living arsenal, so what that means is that basically he can be equipped with a bunch of different things. He can be equipped with pistols, he can be equipped with a sword, with an assault rifle. Now, you don't actually decide how you're going to equip him until after deployment, but I can give you a bit of a spoiler. I'm more than likely going to equip him with a bastard sword and with an assault rifle, just because I think that those are both the best sort of general utility items. So that's how I've equipped this crew. I'm really interested. So this is going to be my first time with the Organized Crime crew. So it's going to be a bit of a learning experience with me in terms of the new deck that's come out, so I'm looking forward to playing that and just playing the cards as they come and seeing how they perform. And now we have the Birds of Prey crew. This will be commanded by Glenn. You can see they've got the white dice for the attack dice, the red strength die, and then the yellow suspect markers. And Glenn, how have you equipped this crew here?
I've given everybody corrosive blood that can take it, so that's Montoya, Cassandra, and Huntress. I've given Huntress a grapple gun, and Huntress and Montoya both have Titan doses.
Yeah, so very well equipped. This is obviously just the standard bat box. You've seen these guys on the actual channel a lot. I think they're a really solid crew. I think the bat box is really nice. I'm also a really big fan of the movie. So, unfortunately, Black Mask couldn't be here just yet to fight the Birds of Prey, but maybe in a couple of weeks. But for today, it's going to be Falcone and Deathstroke versus the Birds of Prey from the movie. So let's go into round 1 and see how this all kicks off. Alright, and here we are at phase 3 of round 1. You can see that we've deployed and we've assigned audacity markers. In terms of the deployment, we pulled up Vanguard, which means that we've got each one at a corner, and then one model gets to be 4 inches outside of the deployment zone. And then unfortunately we got delayed. So a model that costs more than 50 reputation has been delayed, and unfortunately will not show up until the second round. So really unfortunately for me, that means the Deathstroke doesn't show up. So I've just got my main goons of defense 2 guys mostly, and I have deployed them like so. So I have Samuel Hill out here. He's got an audacity. He has undercover as well, so he's managed to sort of deploy outside of the deployment. I've got the Bull here in base contact with the series. He's also got an audacity. I've got the Roman. He's been given an audacity. And then finally I have Malatesta as well. He's been given an audacity. I've also equipped Deathstroke off screen with the sword and with the assault rifle, as I said before. So hopefully he will show up in the nick of time, because I really do feel like I'm just going to get Yeah, I'm not going to win any fights right now, shall we say that much. And then we've got the birds of prey who are deployed like this. Bruce the hyena has been given an audacity. We've got Harley Quinn with an audacity and Montoya with an audacity. And finally, we have Cassandra with an audacity there. And you can see that there is a lamppost there. Lamppost there. There is a lamppost there, and finally a lamppost there, and then there's a sewer marker there, sewer marker over here, sewer marker over there, and then finally a sewer marker up here. So there's a really nice sort of spread of sewers and lampposts. I won the initiative roll, so I will be going first, and I'm going to be taking a very, very simple action. I'm going to be activating Troy's Sins. So Troy is simply going to be moving. I'm going to move him 8 inches over to there. So he's not going to use up the entirety of his movement allowance. He's just going to move here so that he's just out of the lamp, of the light of the lamp, and then he's going to place down a suspect marker like so. So this is just 4 inches outside of my own deployment, and there's a suspect marker down there. And he doesn't have an audacity, so that's going to be my first activation. Okay, Glenn, that is my first activation of the game, and who are you going to activate?
I'm going to activate Bruce the hyena.
Sure, and what's he going to do?
He's gonna go through here.
So famously, Bruce the hyena is not stupid, so he can actually do manipulate actions. He can perform manipulate actions.
So that was a free action to do that.
Because he was inspired?
Yep. And then I am going to activate the Sisters in Arms ability. Which
that's the resource?
Allows me to make an attack as if from one of my other models. I'm going to use Black Canary Scream.
Okay.
And that is a template.
That is indeed a template, yeah. That's the spread weapon. So we'll get that out and we'll measure it now. Okay, so let's see who gets hit. So it looks like it is covering the bull, it's covering Falcone, and it's covering Batista as well. So Malatesta is safe enough from it. But yeah, let's go into the roll of that now. Okay, so you're going to be rolling a strength die and a normal attack die. This has throwing, so you don't take any minuses. You're going to fire. Okay, so who are you rolling for first?
Rolling against the bull.
The bull, that's him there. Okay, so you're looking for a 2-up on both of those because you've got beam.
He takes the blood.
So he takes the blood damage and he gets pushed back 2 inches. And then who are you going to roll for next?
Falcone.
Falcone, you're looking for 3-ups and then 2+ on the strength. So that's a crit and a hit. So the crit's really good. That will
stun him, I believe.
Stun, okay. And then you're going to roll for Batista.
Yep.
He's got the shotgun. Wow, okay, so your dice are on fire. Man, I'm not going to win a single game ever, am I? Okay, so that's what the game
comes in.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if I get an opportunity, because if all my models go off the board, then I lose. Okay, so Falcone has been stunned and hit, and then Batista's been stunned and hit, obviously, and then he's just been hit. Okay, so let's put that in the effect now. Okay, so Falcone has taken 2 blood, Batista's taken 2 blood, and the bull has taken 1 blood. Batista and Falcone are both stunned. So I could have, I think, for the family that, I think even with it being a template, but I didn't. Oh my god, because basically it's just too much blood damage. That could have killed Batista. This stun really sucks. So what stun does, it means that I can't make any actions other than movement with both Falcone and Batista. This is really unfortunate because they are my 2 strongest models on the board right now, except for maybe Malatesta. Batista is my gun, and Falcone is my boss and has a lot of skills and actions and has an audacity. So with that, it's kind of devastating. It means that I'm not really sure how to proceed. I'll have to figure it out though. And then also, Glenn, you've scored a card on the back of that too?
I scored Pretty Birds.
Pretty Birds, which requires you simply to deal damage to more than 1 model with a single attack. Yep, so you have to deal to 2 or more. Sure, no problem at all. Awesome. Let's see if I can pull it back with my next activation.
I also have to be out of line of sight at the start of the action. Which...
Yeah, you are. Sure, no problem. Okay, so let's go into my activation then. Okay, so for my activation then, Falcone is basically useless this round, so I'm just going to move him now to try and get inspired radius out to Samuel Hill. He is going to move up to here, such that he gets a bit of cover from the billboard. And that's it. So he's stunned. All he can do is a movement action. Okay, Glenn, what are you going to do then?
I'm going to activate Montoya.
Activate Montoya, sure. And what's Montoya going to do?
Montoya is... She has a move 8... No, 10. Okay, she's faster than I thought.
Yep. Birds of prey all pretty fast.
So she's in range of Canary, so I'll leave her to right here.
Sure.
I think it was safe enough. And I'm gonna, I'm going to play I Work Best 11.
Okay, sure.
Which is
When she
on
put-
Montoya when she puts it down.
Yep. So whenever she put,
D6.
yep. So whenever she puts on it, basically any suspect marker, you'll put a number counter beside it, and then at the end of the round, you'll roll a d6 to see if you score.
Yeah.
And that'll stay in play for the rest of the game. So yep, pop down. I presume you're putting down a suspect marker as
I'm
well.
putting down 2.
You're putting down 2.
I'm within 2 activation or 2
Sure.
you know.
Yeah, you've got detective, so you can do
Yeah.
that. Yep. Sure. No
Yeah.
problem at all. So what number counters are you giving these?
I'll find out.
No, you don't need to roll.
Oh.
You can just decide.
Okay, I'll go for 5 and 6.
5 and 6, sure, no problem at all. For my deployment, for my activation, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate. Let me have a think about it. Just one moment. All right, and then for my activation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Batista, and he's simply going to run up. I don't even need my thing. So, because he's obviously stunned, he's just going to run like so, such that he can't really get within base contact if another model comes up, but is in base contact with Bruce the Hyena. Actually, I'm going to move him there instead, just around just a little bit further up. So who are you going to activate then, Glenn?
I'm going to activate Cassandra Kane. Just
Okay.
going to move her up here.
Okay.
Put down a suspect marker.
Put down a suspect marker. It's pretty standard. Not too bad at all. Okay, so actually, during your activation of Cassandra, I'm going to play a card. I'm going to play Killing the Rat. So I'm going to designate this marker here as a rat marker. If I have more guys within 6 inches of this suspect marker than you do, then I will score this card, and it scores for 2. So it's going to go out and play for the rest of the round. Okay, so for my activation, I'm going to activate the bull. He's basically just going to run forward and punch your dog, basically. So it's very simple. He's going to run here, and he's going to punch him. And we'll go into that roll now. Okay, Glenn, so are you going to effort your defense against him? Okay, so I have Close Combat Master, and I've got Attack 3 and your Defense 4. I'm going to effort the once. So I'm looking for 4 ups on my normal dice, so I miss with my strength. So I hit once, and then these all miss, and my strength misses, but I get to re-roll these just because
You
I am.
have 3 because I outnumber him.
Yep,
Which is bad.
so that is 2, 4, 6, 8 stun damage dealt, so you do get to roll your defense. So if you want to roll that, those 3 dice, yeah, that's right, I'm looking for 3 ups, because you're outnumbered. So you knock off 6, so you take 2 stun damage then, basically. So not too bad. For my, because I'm inspired, I'm also going to place down a suspect marker, and that will be me.
Okay.
Okay, Glenn, who are you going to activate then?
I'm going to activate Canary.
Sure, and what's she going to do?
She's going to move here.
Okay, just run forward. And is she going to do anything further?
She doesn't have no audacity.
So that's it.
I messed up. I gave it to Cassandra.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Let me see.
Let me have a think. Okay, and then so for my activation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Samuel Hill. He's going to use his inspired action to place down a suspect marker, and then he's going to move, like so, up to this sewer marker, and then he's going to take a manipulate action to move through it. He's going to come out here, I think, is probably a good spot for him. Like so.
You need to...
I need more than you have in order to score the rat marker that this is right now.
Okay.
So it's not, so I'm not scoring it basically right now. I don't know if I actually can, if Harley Quinn stays where she is. But yeah, so that's where I'm going to, that's what I'm going to do. So it is your activation then, Glenn. Do you know what you're going to do, or do you want to?
I know what I'm going to do.
Sure, and what are you going to do then?
I'm going to move Harley. And I'm going to actually do a double move.
Sure, so she's obviously got the voices.
Straight across the map to here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to combat flip
Sure.
to get an extra move. Oh, 3 inches. To here.
I suspect I know what it is you're doing.
Yep.
I suspect you have the nest in your hand. Okay, I know that card well, and it scores for 3, which means I do sort of want to prevent it.
Yeah.
So let me have a think. Obviously, I've got Malatesta left.
Or am I trying to goad you away from attacking Bruce?
You've got the nest. I've got Malatesta left, and I'm going to be honest now because you've got nothing left to activate. I want to beat him up. I want to knock him out. I want to score a card and within 6 inches of suspect markers. But I also don't want you scoring this. Now, I do have Falcone's card, which will allow you to move some models. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Malatesta, and I'm going to move into base contact with the doggy. Yep. And I'm going to attack Bruce. Are you going to effort your defense with Bruce? I'm going to be attacking him, by the way, with not my reinforced gloves.
Okay, then I won't.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to actually effort, I think. How much stun does he have left? He's got...
he has 3.
3, so he's getting piled on. He's outnumbered, so he's got -2.
Yeah, you may as well go for 1 at least, because you're going to get it back.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so he's got -2. I do have a broken bottle, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use my reinforced gloves, and I'm going to attack, and I'm going to use 1 effort, so let's go with that roll now.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm actually going to effort twice, just because I want this to go through, and I've got 4 willpower. So I'm going to roll my dice now. I'm trying to get 2 ups. Wow, that was a really poor roll. Okay, so I missed with 2, but 1, 2, 3, 4 goes through. The strength die, I have a strength of 4+, so unfortunately it does not go through. So that means that 4 hits will go through. You're going to have to roll your defense of 2 because you're outnumbered.
I go unconscious regardless.
Oh, do you? Yeah?
Yeah, because I'll take 4 damage minimum.
Oh, okay, awesome. So you take 4 damage. That means you get knocked out, so you get KO'd. Yeah. That will allow me to score spring. Oh, no, it's not that card. It's Shakedown. So basically, I have to an enemy model suffers KO and is within 6 inches of 3 suspects. So there's suspect 1, suspect 2, and suspect 3.
They need to be within 6.
Yeah, so they are within 6. I have measured them around there, so that gets scored. Now, what I'm going to do for his activation's over, because it's not yet over. First of all, I'm going to take my special action. To remove the hyena with rusty tools. I've got cruel trait, so I'm gonna kill it. And then I'm going to use Falcone's resource. Let me just pull that out here. So Falcone's resource is during a friendly model's activation, target up to 2 friendly models that are within 8 inches of a friendly Falcone, and then move them 6 inches. So I'm going to actually move. I'm going to move a couple of guys back into my deployment zone to prevent you from scoring the nest, because I really do think you've got it. So I'm just going to move. I think I'm going to move Batista to here. And I'm going to move the bow. Actually, I just need the 1, right? Because if we're equal, then we're not. Yeah. So I'm just going to move the 1 6 inches. And then...
While staying within 4 Falcone.
Yeah. And then with my final manipulate action, I think I'm going to move through the sewer marker, I think I'm going to go here so that we can stab a kid with a wine bottle, broken glass. next round. Okay, and that is the final round of phase 3. So I've scored the 1 card. You have scored 1 card so far, I think. And do you score any card during the recon phase?
Let's find out.
Sure, let me draw my new cards as well. Okay, so I don't score the rat, so it's going to get discarded. And you do score I Work Best Alone. You actually rolled a 5, so you do score that as well. All right, awesome. So we're going to go into our initiative roll, and we will come back then for phase 3 of round 2. Okay, and here we are in round 2, phase 3. So we roll for initiative. Unfortunately, I lost, so the Birds of Prey are going first, and you can see here that Harley Quinn has Audacity. Deathstroke and Huntress have both arrived now. Deathstroke is Falcone's paying him $1 million, I imagine, and he's finally going to be earning his keep, hopefully. And they've both deployed, so Huntress actually deployed in first, and then Deathstroke came in after. Huntress has been given an Audacity, and then Rene Montoya has been given an Audacity as well, and finally so has Black Canary. In terms of the organised crime crew, Falcone has been given an Audacity, Deathstroke, of course, has been given an Audacity, the Bull has been given an Audacity, and finally Malatesta over here has been given an Audacity marker. So now the full complement of the crews have been deployed. So let's see if we can make that work for us over at Organised Crime. So Glenn, you won the initiative round.
Yep.
No cards have been played in phase 1 or 2. Who are you going to activate first?
I'm going to go with Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn's going to activate first. Okay. And what's...
So she has adaptable. She's going to use it for her attack.
Yep.
Yeah. She's going to move over here to... 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 She's going to slightly away from Deathstroke.
Okay.
Because her weapon has reach.
Okay.
I'm going to put this back on.
Sure.
And she is going to use Confusion, I think it is. She makes an opposed willpower check on Deathstroke. And if he fails, he suffers -1 to all stats.
Sure, no problem at all. So I'm going to go with that roll now. Or rather, you're going to roll that roll.
Yeah.
Is it opposed?
It's opposed.
It's opposed.
So I have to beat...
So roll the 3 dice. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't happen.
No, there's no...
well.
I don't think there's any combination that you can... 4, 5, 6 is the highest. So so I don't lose -1 to all my defense, which is pretty good for me. Terrible for you, which is good.
I guess I'm just going to hit you.
You're just going to hit me with the mallet?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go on that roll now. Okay, so for this attack then, I'm going to effort, I think, 3 times to get my maximum defense in. How about you? Are you going to effort in your attack?
I'm going to effort 3 times.
Okay, so we're just rolling our normal attack. So you're rolling 5 dice because you used the dot to get +1. So go ahead then. You're trying to hit 5s.
Yeah. And that is
Pretty
1,
good.
2, 3.
Did your strength hit?
Strength hits, yeah.
Nice. So that's actually a really good attack. Missing
So
only
you
2.
get 5 dice, and
Yeah.
you're trying to hit 5s?
Oh, I knock all... Now your strength goes through.
Yeah,
But
3.
yeah, I knock
Yeah.
off the 3 attacks, and so the strength die does go through. So I take an additional 2 stun damage from your hit. It doesn't crit, thankfully. So does that score you any cards or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
I'm just trying to kill Deathstroke.
Yeah, well, so Deathstroke will now earn his keep, I think, and I'm gonna activate him. Okay, so Deathstroke obviously has a lot of reputation, so he's got a lot going on. I've given him the broadsword, so that gives him the devastating blow, I think it's called. Devastating blow trait. That's a special. I'm going to activate it. I've given him audacity, so I'm going to activate my special. That gives him a +1 to his strength rolls, as well as a bleed 1 on the attacks. I'm going to attack Huntress with my sword. Would you like the effort?
I'm going to effort 3 times.
Yeah, I'm going to effort 3 times too. So I've got my dice pool already then. I've counted it out. And it's just my standard dice pool. I'm rolling 2 strength dice because I've got devastating and then I've got sharp. Okay, so I'm trying to get 4s and I deal double blood. Right, so I got a big crit, which might really matter. I've got another success here, here, and here. I'm trying to get 4 ups. So I miss with this 1. Even though I get +1 to my rolls, and then I've got sharp, so I re-roll this. 2, 3. Oh, you know, actually I hit with this because I've got 3+ strength, and I get +1 to my strength rolls. So these both go through. This deals 3 blood, and
5.
and this will deal 2.
Okay, so I got 4 defense.
Yep, you're trying to defend
And
against
if
4.
all of these come up 5+, she is alive.
Then she's alive, but otherwise she's dead.
That's going to happen. Yeah, dead.
Okay, so Mary Elizabeth Winstead has been stabbed by Deathstroke, which is awesome because that will allow me to score a message job. So there goes the crossbow killer. That's what Falcone had hired her to do, so I guess that's why he was hanging around so long. Message job basically requires you to kill an enemy model as a casualty. So the crossbow killer is dead. There's the $1 million sorted. Leaving Deathstroke with just a movement action. So I'm just gonna have a wee think about where I want to move him to, and then we'll finish off that activation. Okay, and now I'm going to activate Deathstroke, and he's going to just move to here, and he's just out of the line of sight of the lamp, out of the radius, and I'm going to play Pain Tribute as a resource. And what this will allow me to do is remove up to 4 of my friendly suspect markers within 6 inches to remove damage markers on the model equal to that amount. So I'm gonna remove this suspect marker, and this suspect marker, all 3, and that will allow me to remove 3 stun damage. So essentially that was a free effort that I got there, which is pretty worth it because I'm kind of frightened of Deathstroke getting just bopped out. I know how good Black Canary is with that bat. I know that she's absurdly good. So I'm gonna remove 3 stun off that. All right, so it's your activation then. Who are you going to activate?
I'm going to activate Black Canary.
Okay, what's she going to do?
She's going to move over here and attack these 2 guys.
So she's going to get base contact with the guys in expensive Italian suits. Okay, well, let's go in. So which one are you attacking?
Both.
Okay.
My attack.
Wow, all right, well, let's get into that roll now. Okay, so we had to look up the order of activation because two guys are getting attacked during the same attack. We sort of had to look this up. Basically, the sort of common consensus is that I declare as a defender, I declare my efforts first, and then Glenn will declare as the attacker his efforts, and then you'll split the pool. So what we're going to do is I am going to effort 3 times on Samuel Hill, and then I'm going to effort twice on Malatesta because Malatesta already has a stun, and they both only have 4 willpower. So that means that puts them both on 1 willpower left, but it minuses 3 off your entire dice pool. Are you going to effort in your attack then, Glenn?
Oh yeah, I'm going to full effort.
You're going to full effort, so you're getting +3 to that pool again. So you're going back up to your standard 4 dice pool. Yeah. So who are you going to attack with what? So
right. So I'm going to put you efforted twice with Malatesta. I'm going to put this onto him.
Yep, and that's the strength die then against Malatesta too. Yep.
And the other one then is I'm going to put the remaining 5 dice onto Samuel Hill.
Okay.
So this becomes this.
Yep, because then my efforts basically take effect onto that pool. Cool. So yeah, so you've got 2 to attack and strength attack. So do you want to roll the 2 attack against Samuel Hill first?
Sure.
Because this is not as big money, I don't think.
And this rerolls.
Yep, because you got handy. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So 1
2
goes
dice,
through.
trying to get a 4.
Yep, trying to get a 4 up. I get it. So
yep.
Samuel Hill is still alive.
And on Malatesta.
Yep.
3. Which is a success because it's heavy.
It's heavy, gets +1, so that's a knockout blow on Malatesta. Malatesta is indeed knocked out. Whoops. Yep, he's knocked out like so. There we are. Okay, so that is a good activation, but you have a special left, or you're going to be...
Yeah, I'm going to make him have to act.
You're going to use Persuasive, which means that basically you can designate a model on the opponent's side that you can see that they have to go next. Yeah, fair enough. So I was kind of getting that. I always forget to use it. In that case then, unfortunately, he is armed with a pistol and a silencer, so you wouldn't be able to dodge this with Acrobat. So it would have been amazing, but it doesn't have light for some reason, even though he costs 27 reputation.
I guess that's a heavy silencer.
Very heavy silencer. And he's a elite gangster as well. I don't know what's going on with this guy. So what he's going to do instead is he's going to move close to this small child, and then he's going to use his backpack that I gave him to reveal that. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't help me out in any way, but that's my activation.
You don't want to move into like combat range with her?
No, not with a child. Yep, that's my activation over. So do you know what you're going to do? Or would you like
I know what I'm going to do.
Sure.
I'm going to activate...
Montoya. Okay.
She is going to have to move to beside the cop car.
Sure.
You can move here.
Okay.
Because she can. She sadly is out of inspire range at the start of her movement.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Can't do that. And she's going to shoot him.
She's going to shoot at Samuel Hill?
Yep.
With her pistol?
Yep, so it's...
So she loses 2 dice, obviously, for moving.
Yep, and one of them's strength die.
Yep. So what is the rate of 5-4?
Rate of fire 3 plus
3?
strength die.
So yeah, you lose the strength die and roll with that. So you got 2 dice.
2 ups.
Yeah, 2 ups.
And he takes
2 blood.
2 blood, 2 stun.
2 stun. So he's knocked out. He is KO'd. So.
Which scores no protection.
No protection needed, which requires you to.
At least 2 enemy models are suffering KO.
Cool. Yep.
And while that scores, I'm going to play the nest from my hand because Malatesta is still in my deployment zone.
Does it not specify they cannot be KO'd?
It doesn't. It says there are more enemy models than friendly models in your deployment zone.
Okay, sure.
And Malatesta is just in, and she's just out.
Okay.
It's weird it doesn't specify KO, but it does.
Yeah, so what I noticed was, this is just a little bit of a tangent, but I noticed that actually a lot of the text has been cleaned up on the Birds of Prey cards, because these are the new ones that I got from the objective card set. So just, it's worthwhile checking some of them, because Take Position got nerfed, actually. It requires you to have 4 suspect markers instead of 3 now. In terms of activations now, I'm going to need to have a wee think, because I sort of want to kill Harley Quinn, but I'm sort of working with, I got to be honest, some of the most useless goons in the business. So I'm just going to need to have a quick think, but how the hell I'm going to get across this. I think basically most of the thing I'm trying to think about is whether or not I prefer to have +1 attack die for these guys or have Harley Quinn have -2 defense. So I'm just going to have to think about that now. Okay, so yes, I am indeed going to activate Falcone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, it's not demotivate, it's not bluff, it's taunt on Harley Quinn. This is an opposed willpower roll. If this succeeds, then she takes -2 to her defense, but +1 to her attack. Okay. And I'm going to take the 5 and the 4 for her roll. So she takes -2 to her defense. I'm also going to play this as a resource, which is Message Job, to reduce her defense by 1 as well.
Okay, so she is now defense
2.
1.
Her defense is not 4.
Yeah, didn't you say that taunt is -2?
Yep, so it goes down to 2 and then 1.
Yeah.
So there's no need to actually play this as a resource because 2+ will always get it. So
if you really want to send a message,
yeah.
I'm not sure what I can do to counter this.
And I think I'm actually going to attack her with Falcone. I'm going to move into melee.
Yeah.
I think it's probably for the best. I'm going to move forward into melee, and I'm going to so. No, I still want to give Inspire to Troy Sins. So yeah, I'm going to move like so, facing Harley Quinn, and then I'm going to punch her. Are you going to effort your defense at all? Do you want to have a think about it and we'll come back?
No, I'm not. No.
You're not going to effort? No. I am going to effort 3 times to punch her
Okay.
on the nose. Okay, so we'll just get into that roll now. Okay, so in second thought, I am actually going to play Message Job to reduce the defense 1 further. It doesn't make a huge difference in terms of the result of my dice, but it does make a difference in terms of how many dice Harley will be rolling in defense. I'm going to effort 3 times, so I'm getting +3. These all only deal a single stun. So 1 misses, my strength misses. That's not the worst thing in the world. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes through. If you want to roll your single die then to try and, you're trying to beat a 3, which you do. So 4 stun.
4 stun.
4 stun goes through then. So
that is okay.
So Harley's still, I believe, alive, still awake.
Yep.
But with 1 stun damage. And with that is Falcone's. That's Falcone's activation over.
One more.
So you have Cassandra left to activate.
Yep.
Do you know what you're going to do with her, or would you like to?
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do.
Sure.
I'm going to move here. I'm going to pickpocket Malatesta.
Sure. And you're going to look at my objective cards and steal one. Okay. Okay, so a card was taken from my hand by Glenn. It should disappear down there or down there. It was the Dawn. It was Falcone's special card. And then, so you've pickpocketed Malatesta. What are you going to do now?
She's going to move through here. I think she has a defense 5. She can go up against Deathstroke.
She's going up against Deathstroke?
Oh, yeah.
Deathstroke will murder a child.
I mean, I don't doubt it, but she has defense 5.
Sure.
And stops him using his gun.
This is true. It does stop him using his gun. So, all right. And is that her activation over there?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to activate the bull. And the bull is... Actually, no. Do you know what? I'm going to activate Batista because you can't acrobat dodge it anymore.
I can't.
Because you've got no... Yeah. So I'm just going to open fire. It's a straight shot. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so Message Job only lasted for the Falcone's attack, but this is Batista's shotgun. It is a rate of fire 1, double blood, single stun damage, and it's notable it doesn't have expansive. So I'm trying to get 2 ups on this because you still have the -2, and I crit on my...
That knocks her down.
Yeah, that knocks her down and deals double blood and a stun as well.
Okay, so that's 4 blood and she's out cold.
No, it's just the 2 blood. Because he misses with... Oh, no, it's 2 ups. Yeah. So, yeah, he hits with both. So, it's double blood and she's out cold. Sure. And then for my activation then, I'm going to activate the bull. He's going to run forward so that he is in base contact with Harley Quinn. And he is then going to punch her while she's down with his reinforced gloves, or rather his brass knuckles. You can't effort defense. I have close combat master. So, in a sense, like... basically your defense is 0 right now because you're outnumbered and because you're knocked out and because you've got -2.
You're trying to hit 2s.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit 2s, but I'm still, I can see myself just rolling a bunch of 1s. So I'm going to effort twice. I think twice might be a little bit overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway.
All hit.
All hit.
Harley's
And
dead.
Harley is killed. She is killed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play Spring Cleaning. So when an enemy model is removed as a casualty, before removing that model, you must place 2 of your friendly suspect markers within 4 inches of Harley Quinn. You can ignore the normal minimum distance, so you can't. You know where she was, so you know. Yeah, you've removed the model. That's going to go in play. You're going to put down 2 suspect markers, basically somewhere within 4 inches of her knocked out. And once I've removed those 2 suspect markers, then I score that card. So, are you going to do that now? Do you know where you're putting them, or do you want to have a think about it?
I put them like here.
Okay, cool. Sure.
They're not in contact. You can move to them.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem at all. Sounds good. Yeah. So, okay. And then finally, I think I've just got Troy sent. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move him basically towards that suspect marker. So let me just measure that out. For my activation, obviously I'm going Troy sends. So I'm just going to measure that here. And he can get within base contact of that suspect marker. So he's going to run forward. Then he was in Inspire range, which will allow him to basically remove this suspect marker here. And when he does, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play a card. I'm going to play Paying Tribute. Play this card when a friendly model reveals an enemy suspect marker. That friendly model places a suspect within 4 inches of a friendly boss is when it scores. So basically this is going to go into play as well. This is when it scores, so it doesn't get removed at the end of the round. It'll just sit and play until he basically places a suspect around the boss somewhere. So he's going to pay some tribute.
Sure. Well, you've activated my trap card.
Oh no.
I'm going to use Tough Girls.
Sure, and what does Tough Girls do?
First, it replaces an F, which can't be scored now.
Okay, sure. So you're putting that out into play?
Cards. Yep. What this means is if I reveal an enemy suspect and have more friendly suspects in play than enemy suspects, I score it. No.
Sure, no problem at all. Okay, so once I have placed out a suspect marker, then you'll be able to get that. Guess I have to kill Cassandra Cain. Okay, so that is everything. That is the end of phase 3. That's all of our models activated. Nothing to be scored, I believe, in 4th. Nope, because we've both just taken the full complement of our crew cards, so there's no stick to the plan or anything. So what we're going to do is then we're going to roll for to see if these guys get up. So I have Samuel Hill is knocked out, so I'm going to try and roll under 5, I think, for Samuel. His endurance is, let me just quickly see here. Samuel's endurance is covered up by this 3. It's 4, so I'm trying to get under 4. Okay, good luck to him. That was not 4. And then I'm trying to get under, for Malatesta, I'm trying to get under 4 as well. So good luck to him as well. Nope. So both of them remain KO'd, as to be expected. So we're going to go into round 3 now, and we'll see you then. Round 3, and you can see that there is a lone child staring at a gun line of men in suits. So it is round 3. We roll for initiative. Birds of Prey did win that. And they've given their audacity marker to the last remaining models, which is Cassandra Cain, Renee Montoya, and of course Dinah Lance, Black Canary. I have given it to Troy Sins. I've given it to the Bull. I've given one to Falcone, and I've given one to Deathstroke, of course. So Troy Sins currently has Paying Tribute active on him. So I'm hoping to score that. In terms of the actual cards, I have played a card in the second round, which is Following the Juice. So I have to target a friendly model, and this model reveals an enemy suspect, and then is still in the gaming area at the end of the round. I will score that card, and I'm going to pick the Bull for that. So he needs to reveal an enemy suspect marker, and then also be in the game at the end of the round. So I'm hoping that I can get a few things off that. That is where we are. So we're into the first activation of phase 3, and Glenn, you are up. Would you like to give me initiative, or, well, no, you didn't. So who are you activating first?
Going to activate Montoya. Also,
okay.
Just realised there should be a suspect marker here.
How come?
He got knocked out within 10 of Montoya.
Okay, sure. So you're a truth seeker?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. It's easy to forget that. Okay, so what's Montoya going to do?
Okay, she's going to move here. And go for the 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, I presumed it would be this, or...
And she is going to shoot. Which of these guys have 2 defense?
Troy Sins has 2 defense, and the Bull has 2 defense.
Shoot both of them.
You're going to shoot both of them? I thought you wanted me to put out suspect markers for Troy Sin.
If possible.
Okay.
I think we'll annoy him.
Okay, so bear in mind, so you've lost 2 dice.
Yep.
Okay, so what's your normal rate of fire?
3.
3. So it goes down to 2. You've got 2 dice then overall?
1 die each.
Okay. So 1 die each. Okay, so let's do Troy Sin first. Sure, you're trying to get a 2 up on him. So that's a hit. That's a bloodstone. And then for the bull.
Oh.
That's a miss. Oh. Do you have a card that incentivizes you to attack 2 targets and hit one of them? Or hit both of them?
They have to suffer damage.
Don't you have Tough Girls out? Doesn't that do anything?
No.
Oh.
No, that does nothing.
That's a real bummer, yeah. So the one that was hit was Troy Sins. And so he's taking a blood stun. For my activation, I'm going to activate Deathstroke. And Deathstroke is going to stab this child.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, sorry, I forgot to mention, actually, I have a card in my hand that I'm going to play. Whenever Montoya shot Troy Sins, I'm going to play a card. And I'm going to play Pinched Mobster, which is whenever a friendly model takes damage from an attack, I place an event marker in base contact with him. And it basically represents like a captured mobster, right? And models can manipulate that to move 4 inches. And if the game, if this marker is inside my deployment zone, I score the card. So what that means is I place it out in play. I put it in my deployment zone, which means that it will immediately score because it's the sort of special conditions. It's the diamond. It's not at the end of the rounds card. So I actually score that just off the back of that straight away. So Pinch Mobster, I do score that card off that attack. I forgot to mention that.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm going to go back. That's actually a really hard card to score unless you're attacked in your deployments, in which case it's amazing. And then I'm going to kill a child. Obviously, I'm going to activate my special, which is the Bastard Sword. Gives you the Devastating Blow trait, which gives me +1 to my strength dice. Are you going to effort in your defense?
I'm going to full effort.
You're going to full effort, so you're going to take 3 stun. Sure. I'm actually going to effort 3 times as well because the Cassandra is defense 5, which is actually really good. So even though I want to roll my dice, and I'm rolling 2 strength because I've got devastating. So I do get a 6, which is good. I get 1, 2. Oh no, I need 5s.
You get +1.
Oh yes, I do get +1.
And don't you reroll or something?
Let me just double check that I get +1. I think that might only be in my strength. I do reroll because I've got sharp.
She's dead.
Oh, that's a 6. Yeah, double 6s.
Yeah.
That's 3 blood because it gets blood 3. So she is killed. Which means that I am actually going to play a card now I played Pinched Mobster during Montoya's activation. During this activation, I'm going to play Spring Cleaning, which is when an enemy model is removed as a casualty. Before removing the model, you must place 2 of your friendly suspect markers, basically within 4 inches of around here. So basically, Cassandra Cain explodes like she's in Scott Pilgrim, and suspect markers go flying out of her body. So just if you want to put down some suspect markers then off camera, and we'll come back.
Sure.
Okay, and that is the suspect markers placed down there. Beside Montoya, the basically limbs, I imagine, of Cassandra Cain sort of scattered about the street. And you're going to activate your final model then?
I'm going to move right here.
So you're going to move out, and then you're just going to take your action to...
That's it.
Okay, sure, no problem at all. Oh, we forgot to put down some activated markers, so we'll put them down now. And then I will activate one of mine. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Troy Sins, who is going to move his 8 inches up to here, such that he's still within 4 inches of the Dawn, because I'm going to play a suspect marker here. So that's within 4 inches of, of the Dawn of Roman Falcone, which will allow me to score the Pain Tribute that I had in play. So that's him activated. And then I'm going to activate the Bull. He's going to move up to here, and he is going to remove this suspect marker as required by recovering the juice. So he's going to do that. And then when he basically removes that suspect marker, I'm going to play a further Pain Tribute. So next turn, he's going to need to place down a suspect marker within 4 inches of Roman Falcone.
So it has to be him who does it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's, yeah. And then I'm going to activate Batista. He is going to open fire on Rene Montoya. And then he's going to run forward and he's going to remove this suspect marker. Okay. And spoiler, I'm going to play another playing tribute. Okay. So let's do that roll now, though, the attack. Okay, so I'm just firing with my shotgun. It's rate of fire 1. So we're looking for...
that hits.
So this hits and this hits as well. So that is 4 blood and 2 stun damage that Rene Montoya takes. So not going to kill her at all. But then he's going to run...
One more hit point would.
Yep. He's going to run here. Reveal this suspect marker with his manipulate action, his free action, and going to play a further pain tribute. So these guys basically are all about trying to impress Don Falcone. That this is their life, you know. And then I'm going to activate the Roman himself, and there's not really a lot for him to do.
You might want to move him just so that they can actually place those suspect
I think that's my plan. Yeah. So let me have a wee think. I'm gonna need to do some measurements and stuff. So just give me a moment, and we'll come back. Okay. So whenever I forgot to mention that the bull, whenever he removed that suspect marker, that scored spring cleaning. That was in play at that time. So that's just an FYI. In terms of Falcone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here beside Troy Sins, and I'm going to remove this suspect marker, just my own. So I'm just going to take a manipulate action to remove my own suspect marker, just because it's sort of gumming up the field. I want to pay tribute next turn for a bunch of things, so I just want to get rid of it. Plus, it means that it will be harder for the opponent, for Glenn, to score cards, I think, if there's none of my suspect markers around him. Yeah, so that's my activation. That is the end of the round, which means that I do score recovering the juice because the bull was around. I've scored a load of black money that I'm going to need to just kind of go back and count. But I scored recovering the juice there. It gives you $100. Black money, and that's it. Did you score any? Do you score any cards? Nope, you score no cards. So that is the end of round 4. So I'm just going to quickly roll to see if anyone gets up. Okay, so first we're going to roll for Samuel Hill here. He's currently KO. We're trying to get under 4. No such luck. And then we're going to roll for Malatesta here. He's trying to get under 4 again. No such luck. I think, was that the exact same roll? I don't know. Yeah. No such luck, unfortunately. But not to bother, not to worry. I think we've got a pretty sizable amount of guys over here. So let's go into the final round then, and we'll come right back. Okay, so here we are, round 4, final round. Once again, Birds of Prey have won the initiative. So they gave their audacity marker to their last 2 models, which is Rene Montoya and Black Canary. I've given my audacity marker to Deathstroke here. I've given it to Falcone here. I've given it to the Bull here. And my final one is with Batista. Yes, that's right, Batista here with the shotgun. During phase 2, I played Recovering the Juice. And I'm going to play that on Troy Sins with the baseball bat there, the one without the audacity marker. So he has to reveal an enemy suspect marker and survive. Okay, so do you know who you're activating, Glenn?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, sure. So who are you activating? What are you going to do?
I'm going to activate Montoya.
Okay.
How tough is Batista?
Batista is I'm going to guess defense 2, but let me just double check that. Let's see here. So Batista is a defense 2, willpower 4, endurance 4 guy. And he's taken 2 blood damage, so he has 2 blood left, but he's fully
Is that 4 stun he has?
No, he's got 0 stun.
No, I would like to...
Oh, willpower, he's got 4 willpower.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so he's not exactly the strongest guy in the world.
Okay, so Montoya is going to take her Titan Juice.
Okay, yeah.
She is going to move... well, first of all, she's going to place a suspect marker.
So bear in mind, you do have a suspect marker there. So you're
gonna with Montoya.
Sure.
She's going to place it here.
Okay. And when you do that, I'm actually going to play a card.
Okay, well, so am I.
Okay. So if you want to play yours first, then?
I play In Position.
Sure. What does In Position do?
In Position is a friendly model places a suspect within 4 inches of an enemy model, and there are at least 4 friendly suspects.
Yep, there are. Yep, because there's up here as well. I'm going to play Killing the Rat, which means I'm going to designate this marker here as a rat marker, which means that I'll score this card if I have more guys within 6 inches of it than you do.
Okay.
So that's a rat,
Sure.
basically. Okay. So you're going to shoot at Batista?
No, I'm going to punch him.
Ah, you're going to punch him. Okay. Sure.
So, you remember that she has the Titan dose?
Yes, so she's getting +1 all her stats, and she has reinforced gloves as well, doesn't she?
Chef Brass Knuckles.
Brass knuckles. Okay, well, let's get into that roll now then. She's going to run forward and hit him. Okay, Glenn, so I'm going to actually effort 3 times. I don't really want to, but because it's only double stun, but you've got that 4 attack here, so I'm going to effort 3 times just because I have to, because I know you're going to effort. Are you going to effort then? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to effort
Twice?
4.
Sure.
Twice, yeah.
Okay, so if you want to give us a roll then, we'll see. You're trying to be 2s, so good luck.
That's 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. You're trying to hit 2s, so it's 3 hits.
3 hits, yeah.
So I think
he's unconscious.
Yeah, he's always unconscious. Let's see if I would have. No. So yep, I'm not unconscious. I'm gonna activate Deathstroke now. Deathstroke is going to run forward and he's going to get into melee with Dyna Lance, like so. And then he is, sorry, I'm pushing her about a little bit. And then he's going to stab her with his sword. Obviously, I'm going to use the devastating blow, the sword trait that gives me +1. Yeah.
And while you're at that, on your activation, I score no protection needed.
No protection needed. Okay, and how do you score that then?
Because at least 3 of your models are suffering KO.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, sure, no problem at all. So actually, we've both realized there was things that we wanted to do on that activation before I activate Deathstroke. You're going to place down a suspect marker using Truth Seeker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to play a card. I'm going to play Pinched Mobster again. So because he took damage, I'm going to place an event marker down in base contact with him. It's going to be the exact same thing again. I think he's within the...
It's out of your deployment.
Is it? Okay, yeah. So we'll have to place it down this time. Actually, there's another thing I can do instead. So bear with me just 1 second. Let's measure out to see where my deployment zone starts. Okay, so this is not in my deployment zone, but all the same, I'm going to place down an event marker within, because it's within 4 inches, so I just need to make a manipulate action basically to get it moved. And it is 3 points. I mean, I was sort of holding on to Pinch Marker Mobster so I could wake him up and then score Pain Tribute, but I think it's safe enough to basically score that card. So anyway, sorry, back to the fun attack. Deathstroke is going to stab Dyna Lance, so let's go into that now. Okay, so I'm going to attack Dyna Lance. Are you going to effort your defense?
Yeah, I'm going to full effort.
Okay, and I'm going to full effort as well. So I get +1 to my strength rolls here. That's a crit and bleed 1 because I used my special, so that's a hit. I get that. That's a hit. That's a hit. I get +1 because I've got Weapon Master. So that is essentially a 4. That goes through there. This is also basically a 4. So these all go through, and then the 1, unfortunately, is a miss. So if you want to roll your defense here, and we'll see.
All 5, she survives. Dead.
So she's dead. She's killed. Okay. So with that murder. I'm going to score Message Job, which is an enemy model, is removed as a casualty there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Your activation over?
That is $100 of black money as well. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly look through. So the organized crime, they get a black market equipment. So I'm just going to quickly look through those and see if there's anything that can actually assist me, help me score some of these cards I've got in play. Okay, so I'm just going to run through my final activations here. So I'm going to activate Troy Sins.
I score Sisters in Arms.
Okay, what the Sisters in Arms?
Sisters in Arms, that we 3 friendly suspects are within 4 inches of the same model.
Yep.
And
they are within Deathstroke, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to activate Troy Sins. He's going to run here. And I'm going to reveal this suspect marker. This will score for me Spring Cleaning. This is the final suspect marker that exploded from Cassandra Kane. That's that activation. Then I'm going to activate the Bull. He's got a really easy activation. He's going to
score no protection needed.
Are you scoring cards on my activation?
I'm scoring cards on your turn because I can't score them on my own.
So I'm going to move the Bull, and he's going to move here and place down a suspect marker within 4 inches, of the Dawn. Okay, so I'm just going to place that down here. So it's within 4 inches of the Dawn. That will score me the Paying Tribute that was active on the Bull. So I'll score that card. And then finally, I've just got the Dawn to activate. And he's got a really easy activation. He is going to move 4 inches here. Or sorry, he's going to move his 8 inches here. Let's see, there. And he's going to make a manipulate action with his audacity marker to move this pinched mobster trait 4 inches. So that will score pinched mobster because it is now in my deployment zone. It's now in my home. I think that's everything. That's all the activations done. Do you have any other cards to score, Glenn?
No.
Okay. So I scored Recovering the Juice because Troy Sins did reveal an enemy suspect marker and survived till the end of the round. I believe I score, so this marker here was the rat. I was killing the rat. I have more models within 6 inches of it than you do. And then finally, I don't score Paying Tribute. Just seeing all the cards I have in play. And do I score Spring Cleaning? I actually kind of lost track of what suspect markers came out. I think I did, but I actually can't be sure now. That's sort of a problem with this deck.
No,
There's so many.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I've sort of lost track of how many, because there were so many suspect markers just flying out all over the place.
You should really get marked ones or something.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to do. But we'll just say that I didn't, because I sort of lost track. So I didn't score it, but I think rewatching it might be able to tell. Okay, so that is everything. Is there any cards that you can score on? No? I haven't. There's no cards I can score. So this is sort of the state of the map now. You can see, so Montoya's the last Birds of Prey left. Roman Falcone has managed to save his nephew there. Troy Sins hanging out. Batista knocked out a bunch of the lads over here. A bunch of the guys in their cheap suits knocked out as well. So pretty brutal one. Deathstroke's still alive, so he wasn't able to get knocked out. I'm actually not super big on these huge models that cost loads and loads of points, but I think Deathstroke really performed this game.
Yeah, that was the decider. Like, it's the thing that got me killed.
Well, let's count out the score, and then we'll have a chat about how the game went. Okay, so this was a bit of a messy game. It was my first time playing Organised Crime with the deck, and it was your first time playing Birds of Prey as well. So let's count out Organised Crime first, and let's not miss the number 5. So I have scored Killing the Rat, which is 2. It's 2. Then it's 5, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Wait, yep, 2021. 24. 26, and finally 28. So a pretty respectable number, actually, for a first game, I think. Pretty fun deck. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and finally 14. So 28 to 14, basically, which I think, I think that sort of reflects how the game went. The first round, I think. So, okay, so let's talk about the deployment and the sort of event. So straight up, the deployment in this corner, the deployment in that corner, I don't think favored either one of us. I think that was actually pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty good. The delayed, though, having Deathstroke be delayed was, at first blush, I think was really bad for me. Just losing 150 rep off the bat, I think, felt pretty bad.
I think it worked out for you.
Yeah, we'll talk about round 2 in a second. But just in terms of round 1, I think felt pretty bad for me. You obviously lost Huntress, who's a really good character, but I don't think she's sort of close to the 150 reputation. So I was a little bit nervous going in, and then I think you came up with the Bruce the Hyena through the sewer, and you played Imposition, is it? Or
no, it's
Sisters in Arms?
Birds.
Sisters in Arms?
Oh, yeah, Sisters in Arms.
Sisters in Arms, and she was able to attack using Canary Cry, which is awesome. I don't know why I've never used it before, because I play a lot of Birds of Prey. But I think I noticed it for the first time. I went through all the cards again today, just with the new wording on some of them. And it's an awesome card. So you got off a lot of attacks. You got off 6s, which kind of knocked off Falcone and Batista, I think, in the first round, which was really almost tilted me, to be honest. So it felt really bad. And I was really requiring Deathstroke to come in on the next round. And then round 2, obviously, Deathstroke came in. And I think from there, actually, the game swung hard in my favor.
Yeah, it swung so hard. Harley did nothing against Deathstroke. I was relying on her to try and maybe take him out, potentially. But just nothing.
Yeah.
Dealt 2 damage, I think, and 1 was negated.
Yeah.
And then she got killed that round. Huntress got killed that round. That's about that's near 180 points, I think.
Yeah.
You know about that, like.
Yeah, it was rough.
76. Harley's 90.
Yeah, so I mean, he basically moved around, eviscerating one by one the birds of prey, and he was able to do so because he's a, obviously I've given him the broadsword. I think the broadsword and the assault rifle are really good.
Broadsword's amazing.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's incredible. So yeah, he just moved through, just cutting them down one by one, and I don't usually play with these big, massive models, but it is nice sometimes. Like by the end of it, I was just saying, okay, on my activation, I'm gonna pick up Deathstroke and I'm gonna kill this model, right? Because I could just basically be assured that I would kill it. So I think it was important as well. I played a card that allowed me to knock out, to absorb my own suspect markers in order to heal some stun. I actually think that was quite important because it made them much less vulnerable.
I had so many cards that required me to remove your suspect markers, but you didn't have any.
I basically vacuumed them all up.
And also I think you had the advantage in knowing what's in a birds of prey deck.
Yeah. So whenever
you knew like
the nest was the big one.
Coming, so you stopped me scoring it. And there was just nothing I could do.
Yeah, whereas the organised crime deck, it's new to both of us, so we didn't really know what was going on. I think one of the important things is actually Pinch Mobster is so good to be fighting in your deployment zone and have Pinch Mobster just score. Like, that was a full 6 points, just straight off the bat, right? Like, I was able to score. Obviously, the second time it wasn't in my deployment zone, but, it's so close. It's a single manipulate. You can usually find a manipulate action if you need it. I was kind of surprised that I scored so well, to be honest, in Organised Crime, because at first it felt very rocky, but the deck is good. The deck is very good. It's a very strange deck, so it requires sort of a combination, I think, of murdering. There's quite a few cards in there, like Message Job, like Shakedown, and I think Shakedown's actually kind of hard to score, and I think I took an entire first round just trying to score Shakedown by killing Hyena. Basically, you knock a model KO within 6 inches of 3 suspect markers. Yeah. So it's sort of, it's kind of a bit awkward to score, but I was able to do so. So there's a lot of like combat oriented cards, which helps with Deathstroke, right? Like, I mean, he scored Message Job.
Deathstroke just killed
and spring cleaning as well. So there's quite a lot of there's quite a lot of murdering, but there's quite a lot of revealing enemy suspect markers, and a little bit of placing down.
There's one good thing I noticed, especially in that last round with the Birds of Prey, is that they do have a lot of cards that score in the way of. When it's not your turn, that score based on what the board state is and their instant scores. Yeah. Downside to the, which was really useful because I didn't have models that were able to do anything because they were all dead.
Well, I suppose I rarely play that way. I rarely play in the sort of, I'm going to remove your pieces in order to prevent your deck from operating well. I usually just try to focus on scoring my own cards, but I think having a model like Deathstroke in your list, by necessity, you sort of
killing
end up,
my models reduces my activations, which limits my ability to control the game. Yeah, which is a very, very long-winded way of saying that it's a good idea to kill off all my models.
Yeah. So we've talked about this before in the past, but I think that I don't know if we've ever done so on camera, but I think you and I both we sort of conceive of the crews in the game sort of in a sort of tiered system of you get the crews that are very strong, like they've got few lone models that are really, really strong. Thinking like the Bat Family, like the Bat Family team, or even Batman can be built in that way where you've got like 5 models at most. And then you've got the lists that are like the Joker or like a lot of organized crime lists, which are lots of weenies, lots of defense, like low defense guys, lots of henchmen, lots of manipulate actions. And then you've got the sort of mid-range kind of crews, kind of like Soldiers of Fortune. They come in, they're not quite as good as Batman, but they bring a lot of equipment, they bring like a lot of armor, they're tough guys, and they're going to bully those sort of like those more weenie kind of henchmen.
Soldiers of Fortune are like henchmen to henchmen, like stronger than organized crime or the cops. Yeah, exactly. But they still go down to the likes of Batman, to Harley, the Joker. Anybody who's like effective, like elite.
And I think that's sort of, I think what I was able to do with this is I was actually able to use Deathstroke to bully some of, because I think the Birds of Prey do fall in this kind of weird line where they are close to that mid-range kind of crew.
They're mid-range.
They're not quite as strong, say, as Batman individually, but they bring better models than, say, Joker does, you know, in terms of henchmen, right? So, but you're only bringing 6 models, and that's kind of the downside. Deathstroke was able to.
Your best fighters have an attack of 4.
Yeah, exactly, which is good, but it's not, you know, sort of Deathstroke level 5.
There is a big. I think one of the biggest differences is between that 4 and 5.
Yeah, huge difference. Now, obviously, I put a lot of eggs in my basket with Deathstroke, but it felt thematic, and I just recently. I mean, I actually was up late last night just trying to quickly get him done in time for this game, just because I've just recently opened him. But yeah, that was a really fun game. I actually had a lot of fun learning the organized crime deck. I always was. Whenever I first started the game, like back in 2nd edition, I sort of really wanted to play organized crime because I just really liked the idea of the guys in suits going up against Batman. And I'm glad that their deck seems to be fun. I don't think that this is a deck where you bring all of the cards. I think maybe Shakedown could be left. I think the Pinch Mobster was really good in this game, but I think in a way you sort of played into it. I don't think the Pinch Mobster is going to be as easy. Like if we were fighting up here, for example, if we were like midway through the map, Pinch Mobster is not getting scored. Like not maybe for a round or two, right? So it's kind of tough.
Well, the benefit of that is you have models like Iceman in particular.
Yeah.
Who is a long range, he's got assault rifle or whatever.
Oh, you park him there and you fire.
He's like Organized Crime's Barsad or Rathacline. And he is probably not leaving your deployment.
Yeah, and obviously it's you know, sort of, there's a lot of cards like this. It really depends on the sort of deployment card that you pull. You know, if you pull the one that's down, you know, down the middle, and there's like your enemy deployment zone and your friendly deployment zone is like right in the middle of the map. It'd be very easy to score that.
Honestly, I think also there's something to be said that if you have that pinched mobster, you've got a lot of cheap units. Have like a 15-point guy who's a 3/2, 4/4, and just put him in your deployment zone in case somebody like knocks him out.
But well, it's sort of like what's he going to do each round? He can't place on suspect markers. It's kind of awkward to hang around your own deployment zone.
He's like 15 points and doesn't have an audacity.
Yeah, but the enemy sort of know what he's up to, and basically that guy you're talking about is Troy Sands.
Yeah.
So fun game. I have to get better at spending the black market equipment. I just didn't do it at all.
No, you didn't.
I just kind of forgot about it. Well, I didn't forget about it. It was just like sort of having to go back to the equipment. I'm still learning the crew a little bit.
Can you only play one at a time? Because
I'm not sure. But I think we'll leave it there. Fun game. I'm glad to finally get a win on the board. It's been a little bit of a streak for you. So I'm happy to get a win on the board, even if it was against my favorite crew. I think I'm getting into I like Birds of Prey. I'm starting to really like them. But they've got a weird deck and they've got a hard to score deck, and they received some nerfs in the rewording and the errata. So I'm not too pumped about that, but they are really strong. They are a really strong crew and have the capacity to score loads of cards. So I'm hoping to maybe get Poison Ivy at some stage and expand that crew. So
You mean paint Poison Ivy?
Well, I'm not looking forward to painting Poison Ivy, but I want Poison Ivy to have. The version of Poison Ivy I have is Eternal. It's not the Nero one, so I can't play her. But yeah, Frank and the Plants and Poison Ivy, I think I want to play that side of Birds of Prey at some stage. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we do have a lot more crews coming as well, a lot more variation in crews. This is just the beginning. So we have some of the militia box to unbox, I think, soon. Spoiler. And also the Riddler crew as well is getting painted midway through it. So I hope you join us for another one. Thanks a lot for joining us so far, and please do like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and obviously likes and stuff like that really helps out the channel in terms of the algorithm. And yeah, so if you do want more Batman miniature game content, just let me know. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.